They used to say, "She'll get old in the church," but Grace had other plans, plans written in heaven. While other girls in the village chased trends and town boys, Grace chased only one thing: purpose. Not that she didn't want love. Oh, she did. But first, she wanted to serve. She wasn't just attending church, she was the church. If the door was unlocked, Grace was already inside. If the candle was lit, she was the one who struck the match. If the floor sparkled, her hands had touched every tile. Every Saturday morning, while others still stretched under warm blankets, Grace would tie her scarf and carry her broom to the sanctuary. She swept the church compound with joy, like she was preparing for angels to arrive. She'd sing as she cleaned, soft hymns that floated with the morning mist. She cleaned the pulpit, polished benches, dusted windows, every corner gleamed. She arranged hymn books by number, folded altar cloths with care. Her hands were never idle. Her heart was never heavy. By 5 a.m. on Sundays, she was already at the church gate, opening for early morning prayers. She wasn't just a participant, she led the worship, her voice rising above the rooftops. Even non-believers paused outside to listen. On Wednesdays, she taught the youth Bible study. And not just teach, she made it come alive. She turned verses into stories, stories into lessons, and lessons into laughter. On Fridays, she was found at the children's hospital, praying and playing with the sick. She'd braid little girls' hair while reciting psalms, and read Bible stories to little boys too weak to sit. On Sundays, after service, she visited widows, praying with them, cooking for them. She even planted small gardens behind their homes. "She's too holy for this village," the tongues wagged. "No man will marry her. She's married to the church." But Grace smiled. She never answered insults. She let her fruit speak. Then came one Sunday, hot and dusty like many others, until the air shifted. A sleek black SUV rolled into the village, catching every eye. The vehicle parked quietly under the jacaranda tree. Out stepped David, young, polished, dressed in white linen. A man from the city. A man clearly not from here. But his eyes weren't looking for status. They were searching for truth. Then he saw her, Grace, leading the choir in a yellow floral dress. Her voice was deep and soaring. Her eyes were closed in worship. David stood frozen. He hadn't just seen a woman. He'd seen a calling. After service, he asked the pastor, "Who is she?" The pastor smiled and said, "Her name is Grace. She's the heartbeat of this church." David didn't return to the city. He returned to church the next Sunday, and the one after. He joined the cleaning crew, quietly picking litter with the kids. He came to Bible study, asking sincere questions. He even volunteered at the widow's garden, just to be near her. Grace noticed him, but she didn't rush. She watched him in prayer more than in perfume. She tested his service, not just his smile. And then, under the old mango tree, he knelt. He didn't say, "Be my wife." He said, "Let's serve God together for life." Grace didn't cry. She didn't scream. She prayed. She lifted her hands, right there under the sun, and thanked God. Their wedding was no ordinary ceremony. It felt like heaven opened a window. Children danced in flower crowns. Elders blessed them with oil and joy. And the same women who once mocked her came with gifts and apologies. They built a dream home just outside the village. Bright colors. Big windows. A prayer room. A garden of peace. She opened a Christian nursery school and called it Little Lamps. Every morning she'd greet each child by name, hug them, pray over them. Then came the clinic. She used her savings to build it. Gracecare, it was called. The only place in 3 villages where patients were treated with both medicine and prayer. She raised 3 children, Hope, Faith, and Daniel. Each child had a Bible before they had a toy. They were raised to serve before they succeeded. The women who once gossiped now sat on her veranda, seeking advice. And she gave it, with tea and tenderness. She never stopped cleaning the church, never stopped praying at dawn. Even with money, even with a mansion, she kept the broom in one hand, the Bible in the other. Years passed. Her hair grayed, but her voice grew stronger. She still led the choir. She still washed the altar linen herself. Little girls would point and whisper, "That's Mama Grace. I want to be like her." And Grace would bend low, look them in the eyes, and say, "Serve in silence. God sees everything." She served when no one was watching. God blessed her when everyone was watching. And when she walked through the village today, heads bowed, not in mockery, but in reverence. Because Grace didn't just change her story. She rewrote the village's definition of success.